But looking at the quarterbacks here, the rankings, we got Fernando Mendoza coming in at number 1. What do you think of Fernando Mendoza's career? What do you think it's going to look like?
So I think Fernando Mendoza is obviously good. I think he's got a lot of talent. I don't look at him as a guy who changes a franchise's life. And in a weak quarterback class, in a relatively weak draft class overall, not that there aren't good players in here, but is there a ton of depth of great players? Maybe when you get to like rounds 3 and 4, but just like, is the first round stuffed with dudes? I don't think so. So it makes sense that Mendoza is number 1. Obviously, the Raiders do need a quarterback. If the Jets really like him, I mean, are they going to try to move up? They've got picks. Could they do it if they want to? Yeah. Could the Cardinals? Because Kyler Murray might be done there. Someone could move up. I could see the Raiders being open to it. But overall, Mendoza, I think I don't think he's coming into the NFL to set anything on fire. I think he's a great character. I think he'll be easy to lead the locker room with, but I don't think he's a Pro Bowl or anything like that.
I think he's so smart that it's going to take his smartness and his work ethic and his ability is what takes him over the edge. I don't know if he's a great quarterback, but I do think he's going to lay it on the line to be a great quarterback in the NFL. He's going to do everything he can in his power, where I look at a guy like, I don't know, Diego Pavia. I can't get that from his character, right? I can't sense that Diego Pavia is going to do whatever it takes to be a great NFL quarterback. I know that Fernando Mendoza is going to do everything in his power to try to make it happen. You're there with Tom Brady. Like, that is a good mix of people to be around with the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders is a great spot to be a quarterback for too. Like, I don't understand why people like that. Nobody wants to go to the Raiders. This goes back to my Arch Manning thing. Las Vegas is a great team to go play for. You're a rich team with rich history. You're in a major market. Tom Brady is in your front office. And, it's a fresh start. Like, that is the place I would want to be if I was looking at 32 NFL teams that are drafting at the top of the board. Where would you rather go, Las Vegas or New York? Taking Vegas in a minute.
Vegas, no doubt. Yep.
They got to figure. I mean, Tom Brady's in your organization. Tom Brady's not a loser. Something is going to happen there. I'm not saying they're going to win a Super Bowl, but something good is going to happen with Tom Brady.
Yep, I agree. I got nothing else.
We got Ty. Now we get like that next secondary class of people: Garrett Nussmeier, Carson Beck, Cade Klubnik, like Trinidad Shambliss, Drew Aller. Any names here jump out at you?
No.
Okay.
Shambliss would be the one that I would take a risk, but like, Carson Beck has been projected to be a 3rd or a 4th rounder, and there's other guys, and I'm just looking at this like it's just a waste of a pick. You're drafting them to hopefully be an okay backup so you can give it back to the starting quarterback. Just don't do it. Go out and spend the NFL equivalent of minimum wage on a free agent veteran quarterback. Go get yourself Tyrod Taylor. Go sign someone like that. Do not waste a draft pick on these guys.
So I'll be a little nicer. Like, I think Garrett Nussmeier could be okay. I think he could be an okay backup in the NFL. I think the same thing for Beck and Klubnik. Like, they could be okay backups. You might be wasting a pick soon, but like for a guy like Cade Klubnik, you go into the season expecting to be the first pick in the draft and win the Heisman Trophy and do all these great things. And now you're at a mid-round, late-round pick, right? That's where I kind of struggle with a guy like Cade Klubnik. So just because of one bad season in college doesn't mean he's there. And I don't think Cade Klubnik's not good, but there was a year ago where he was supposed to be the first pick and, the Heisman Trophy winner and all that. Pavia, I don't expect anything from. Like Chambliss. I think Chambliss probably has the most time of any of these quarterbacks because you're going to draft him and know what he can do athletically and you're going to give him time. Like Jalen Milroe with the Seahawks right now. He's not even the number 2 quarterback there, but you're never going to cut Jalen Milroe.
Now, I understood the Jalen Milroe selection because you were taking such a risk with Sam Darnold, but Darnold has worked out, so Milroe's not getting on the field there.
No, but like Drew Lock's your number 2, but you're never going to cut a guy like Jalen. Somebody's always going to pick up a Jalen Milroe until he gets his opportunity because he's a project that maybe you can make into something special. Obviously, elite athleticism. So that's the thing with like Chambliss. You just probably aren't going to – you're going to give him a little bit of time before you ever cut him after drafting him.
Chambliss is also good. He was making NFL level throws all over the place.
He was, but just the way he plays, I don't know if that translates to like the stuff he was doing to look miraculous in college football. You can't do that in the NFL. So how do you remove that element of your game while keeping that element of your game in there at the same time? Can't run backwards 20 yards. and then run
No,
for it.
that's the problem that all these great scrambling quarterbacks have to navigate
Josh,
when they get to the NFL.
Josh Allen.
I mean, he's made it work a couple of times, but he's also 6'5", 250. So
And there's other times where he does not make it work, and then you're looking at him like, this is why you're never winning a Super Bowl.
yeah, there's been more and more of those. Mahomes was doing it more recently. Allen's been doing it more recently. There's more of these guys who are just scrambling around aimlessly.
Yeah. Well, they think they're playing Madden, I guess.
Maybe they're just getting a little high on their own supply. Like, I've done it before, I can do it again, and then it's a 20-yard loss.
Yeah, definitely. Anything else, Grant? You want to talk about the first round at all? Any other picks jump out you on Tankathon?
Yeah, I mean, we can just go over the top 10. So Mendoza number 1, Arvell Reese number 2. This one has been, I don't know what changed, but Arvell Reese's stock kind of dropped. He was like, for a while, I was like, wow, this guy looks like the first pick in the draft. He's like this freak athlete. Maybe he moves to edge full time in the NFL. And then he had a slow finish to the season with Ohio State. He was dropping and dropping. He's going 6, going 7, 8, 9, dropping down. And then for whatever reason, when the season ended, all the mocks started putting him back at number 2. So I don't really have an answer. I can't figure that out. I don't know what changed in the time that he wasn't playing for him to pass these players who were playing. And, in the case of a guy like Ruben Bain, who Tankathon has going 3rd, Ruben Bain played very well to finish the season, but somehow Arvell Reese jumped him without playing.
Yeah. And I mean, I think when you're looking at the New York Jets, it comes down to what are they going to do at quarterback, which is the reason Arvell Reese might bump up there. I like Ruben Bain a lot. Like, I think Ruben Bain is going to be a difference maker. If I'm the Arizona Cardinals, I know it's hard because I don't have a quarterback either. But, you're not going to be good this year no matter what. Wait till next year to get your quarterback maybe and draft a guy like Ruben Bain. That Cardinals defense was really, really good this season at times. Like, they kept Arizona in games. You look at Arizona's stats and just what they've lost games by. The defense kept them alive a lot, and they lost a lot of close games. That comes down to quarterback, but your defense was in a position where they were successful at times this year.
As a former offensive lineman, because this is the knock on Ruben Bain, he's got dinosaur arms. As a former offensive lineman, how much do you feel that difference between a guy with super long arms and short arms?
I was inside, like, playing guard and center, so it's like a little bit different in there. I mean, obviously you want long arms on the edge so you can press and get a guy off you. I don't think it's the end of the world, but you look at like Will Campbell this year on the offensive line, at least with short arms, and a couple inches on your arms, I don't think makes a difference. Are you a player or not? But when you have a bad season or you have bad reps, like people go back to, well, the arms aren't long enough, right? When at the end of the day, it's just he got beat. I think Ruben Bain's a dog. Like, I don't think it really matters with the arms, but going up against an NFL offensive tackle, you want longer arms, obviously, so you can press and get off you. But if you can win with speed, you can win with like great hands and, movement and all that, and just your ability to beat a guy in different ways and challenge them and make them think you're going speed to power, speed, whatever you're doing. I mean, I don't think it's the biggest thing in the world, but also I'm not an NFL GM in the sense of you want the beauty contest first.
So the rest of the top 10, Carnell Tate to the Titans at number 4, Spencer Fano to the Giants at number 5, Francis Maiaga, whose name I can never pronounce, to the Browns at 6, Caleb Downs to the Commanders at 7, Jeremiah Love to the Saints at 8, David Bailey to the Chiefs at 9, Mansour Delane to the Bengals at 10. The big questions for me is I think everybody knows the players that are going to go in the top 9, I would say. I think Delane at 10 is not a guarantee. I think everybody knows who's going in that top 9, but it's where exactly do they go? Do you get, we have Jordan Tyson as well. Jordan Tyson, Mekhi Lemon, maybe they find a way into the top 10. How many receivers go in the top 10? How many tackles go in the top 10? That plays a big part of it. Caleb Downs is a swing player because I always said I thought Caleb Downs was the best player in college football, but he's a safety, and that's not a high value position according to how they evaluate this stuff. So I think he's the best. So maybe he goes second to the Jets, but maybe because he plays safety, he falls out of the top 10. Jeremiah Love, Ashton Genty did him no favors last year because the Raiders took him 5th, and Genty was this generational talent. They didn't have a quarterback, and they didn't have an offensive line, and Genty looked pretty terrible, even though it wasn't his fault. Like, if you actually watch, he played well, but his numbers were bad. So how does that impact Jeremiah Love here? Those are the questions that I have.
Yeah, I mean, if I was the Saints, I don't think I would go running back there because we see how disposable running backs are in the NFL. Jeremiah Love's fantastic, but there's probably other positions where the Saints could benefit from more long term than a running back. I think the one wild card here, truthfully, is the quarterback. Like, who's going to play quarterback for the New York Jets next season? Is it going to be Justin Fields? Is it going to be Kyler Murray? Is it going to be Tua Tagovailoa? Is it going to be a quarterback who impresses, maybe a Ty Simpson, right? So if Ty Simpson bumps up, because there's still obviously a chance if he shows up in the draft or shows up at the combine, looks great in the Senior Bowl, all that stuff, like there's a really good chance that Ty Simpson is that second pick. Also, too, the New York Jets might go outside to get a quarterback as well, like I just said. So that one's kind of will throw off this group. But for the most part, I would say these guys are definitely who is going to get drafted. As you were saying, Delane at 10, definitely not a guarantee. Who knows? The Saints might flip their mind on Jeremiah Love here. Like, there's just a lot of different ways I do think this can still go. But I would say like 7 of the top 10 picks are pretty set in stone.
Yeah, Mendoza, Reese, Bain. I want to put Downs in there. I've seen some people dropping him to like 12 or 13 just because he plays safety. I'll put David Bailey in there. I get Tankathon as Spencer Fano ahead of Francis, again, whose last name I can't pronounce. I think Francis is better. I'll put him in there. I think Carnell Tate's going to go in the top 10, so that would be 6 for me. I think I've got 6 guarantees.
I think Francis got blown up at the Senior Bowl the other day, right?
Oh, did he? I haven't seen that.
It wasn't Francis. It was their other left. It was their left tackle.
Oh yeah, the 6'9" dude.
Bell got obliterated at the Senior Bowl. Which also, you know what? That rep, I think that rep's stupid. Like, I don't need to see you can run through a guy. Like, show me you can win in different ways. Like, I know you're fast and speed and all that, but like, come on, it's one-on-one pass rush.
It's so funny how going viral can get you drafted or greatly impact your draft position. Zach Wilson got drafted 2nd in overall from that one throw at his pro day. What's his name? Mike Green from Marshall. Now, granted, he did have phenomenal stats. He had like 17 sacks or something like that. But that one rep at the Senior Bowl where he just destroyed whoever that was, like that went viral, and he ends up getting drafted, I think, early 2nd round. So these things matter, as silly as it sounds.
Yeah, I mean, whatever defensive lineman that was, I don't have the name, but I saw it on Twitter, obviously. Like, there's no way he read the tackle was off balance before that. Right? He might say he did, but there's no way he read the tackle was off balance in a bad pass set and, ran through him. Like, he made the decision, like, this rep, I'm just going to run through this guy, which maybe NFL scouts want. I don't know. I would personally rather see him, like, work a legitimate move than just run through a guy in a one-on-one pass rush. But, what am I to say, right? It was a viral clip.
Can I tell you my favorite landing spot for one of the prospects here? I want to see Ty Simpson get drafted by the Rams.
No, they have
Matthew Stafford back for a year.
But they have what's his name? They already got what's his name?
Stetson Bennett.
Stetson Bennett.
No,
Stetson.
That's not the future of the franchise.
Is Stetson the number 2 there?
It's supposed to be Jimmy G, but he's injured.
Yeah.
He's injured from not playing.
Yeah, Jimmy G. Was Jimmy G even dressed?
I don't know. I got no clue.
Yeah, Stetson Bennett. So yeah, Jimmy G. Is Jimmy G a guy that's going to be a starter in the NFL ever again, you think? Probably not.
Probably not. I think the injuries kind of killed it. If he had a chance, no.
He's a 34-year-old,
He is getting up there.
Yeah. It's crazy. He was supposed to be the New England Patriots savior.
They were going to trade Brady, or was it trade Brady? Yeah, trade Brady.
Get rid of Brady for Jimmy Garoppolo. That was what it was going to be. This is okay. Then that is the perfect segue, I guess, into where we want to go here with this.